Hello, everybody. Welcome along to the Barbecue Talk Show. My name is Ryan,
And my name's Charlie from Bickle's Barbecue.
thank you for joining us tonight. It's going to be a fantastic show. Tonight we have a lovely guest called Jay. It's from Altons BBQ World. It's all about the destination that is now Altons BBQ World Garden Centre. Plus his restaurant roulette, which is a very cool thing, very clever piece of marketing. First, full word about our show sponsors. The Rusty Barbecue can bring you an exclusive 10% discount on all of their products. Meta can provide you with a 15% worldwide discount on all of their products. And our newest sponsor is Globe Baltic. We've teamed up with them so they can bring you 10% off all of their quality birchwood charcoal. So please do head over to our website. Make use of the discount codes. While you're there, head over to your favorite podcast platform. Rate and review our show because it helps us with the numbers, pushing us forward. We're going up every week, so that's much appreciated. Thank you everybody for listening, and thank you everybody for helping us on our journey. Long may it continue and help us move in the right direction. So let's get Jay up, and he can tell us all about what he's been up to because I'm sure he's been very busy. Right, here we go. Hello, Jay. Just coming up now.
Hi guys.
Hey Jay, how you doing, mate?
Good, Jay.
I'm good. How are you? How you doing? Pickles, Ryan, how we doing, guys? You all good?
Doing great.
Yeah,
Good.
mate, all good.
Keeping well.
Oh, living the dream.
Living or chasing the dream, one of the two.
Yeah, but not bad at all. Weekends here. Barbecue talk shows in full swing. Got a nice little thing of Strongbow here just to wet the whistle.
Just got a nice standard cup of tea.
Yeah, and Charlie's probably on some sort of exotic beer that he's sponsored by.
I'm sponsored by today. I'm sponsored by Natural Light 90 Days Pineapple Lemonade, cheap cruddy beer.
Nice.
Delicious.
So thanks for coming on again, Jay. It's always good to have you on. You're a great guy, very, very, very giving within the barbecue community in the UK. You do a lot of good stuff.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
All of it is really interesting as well, to be honest. Like all of your games and stuff you do. We'll get into that a little bit later on. First, we're going to push into the history of Altons BBQ World.
Well, first things first. That's very kind of you to say, but honestly, like I have the fame, and obviously people know me and stuff now. But I want to say a big thank you to you guys too, because without you guys asking me to come on, I get asked on a lot of stuff, but you know, without the following and you guys following and enjoying what I do, I have nothing. So a big thank you from me to you guys and everybody on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram that always follows what we do. So thank you from me to all of you too. It's not all about me. You know, I have nothing without you guys. So thank you.
Cheers, man. That's really kind. On behalf of everybody listening on the podcast and globally, a big thank you and a warm arm around the shoulder and a big hug.
Appreciate
it. Socially distanced, of course.
I agree. The barbecue community is like really good all around the world, and you know what makes you is the people who follow you, like you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the whole deal.
It's so important, you know. I have a great following, and obviously I set targets because it's always good to sort of aspire to get somewhere, but not too far fetched. But I did sort of say if I could get to 10,000, that would be insane. And we started the journey at 1,100 18 months ago. We're now at 10.4 thousand. So we did it, and it's amazing. And do you know what? Every single follower really interacts with us, which is so important. And you're only as good as your followers. And I have a great following. I have a really great bunch of people, you know. The barbecue community here in the UK is fantastic. It's brilliant. I love being a part of it. So yeah, it's great, brilliant.
Yeah, it's really something special. It's sort of growing and growing and growing, and like this. Okay, we're a UK show, but we're quite global in our sort of outlook. We're people from. Well, we've had people from everywhere, to be honest. Not many places we haven't had anyone on from now, barbecue-wise. if you're in Brazil and you want to come on have a natter. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
Maybe some Japanese barbecue would be pretty awesome as well. I'd like to know a bit about that. But yeah, if you're listening, hit me up. Come on, I'd be really, really interested to talk. Anyway, we're slightly gone off tack. So tell us all about your the history of Altons BBQ World, because obviously, yeah, people want to know.
So basically, Alton Garden Centre is my dad's garden centre. He built that up. It's the 50-year anniversary this year. So he's built that up from nothing, from absolutely nothing 50 years ago. And it's now recognised as certainly the best in Essex, and one of the best in the country, one of the biggest and the best in the country. So he built that from nothing. I came out of school 21 years ago and went straight into the family business. He wanted me to be part of the business. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. He wanted me to be part of the business. I had the gift of the gab. So he said, I want you in there. And I said, well, I've got no idea what I want to do. So let's have a go at that. I was in there for 10 years, filling the shelves, just generally being the boss's son, which was nice. But I wanted to do my own thing and wanted to have my own area. The barbecues were a part of garden furniture, but like a real add-on. They weren't important. They were like you got garden furniture and then, there's a few barbecues there. And I said to my dad, can I look after the barbecues? And he said, yeah. So there was no passion. A lot of people said, were you passionate? No, I wasn't. I had no interest. But all I had an interest, was of having my own area. It could have been anything. It could have been lawnmowers. I just wanted my own area. And started the barbecues. And within 2 or 3 years, really got to know the guys from Weber and some of the other brands that are sort of gone by the wayside now. Outback, not as big anymore. Beefeater. But Weber was the main one, and getting a real connection with those guys and understanding. And then it grew and grew and grew. And then 2017 moved it down to where you see it now. So it's a real central part of the shop. Moved the whole shop around to get it where I wanted it. And obviously in the last 5 years, it's become recognised as the best barbecue shop in the UK. That's won 5 out of the last 6 years. So the shop was always, for the last 5 years, the shop's been amazing. With COVID and lockdown, I thought, right, okay, people can't come in the shop, so I'm going to have to talk to them via social media. So I had Instagram, had 1,100 followers, and said, like, we're still here. We're like an Amazon warehouse. You can still get your bits. Give us a shout. And we started selling loads online. And as everyone knows, with COVID, online retail and social media went absolutely bonkers. And I just timed it perfectly. And then with being locked down, not having a shop, just started coming up with ideas with the following I had to bring people who had jumped on my journey, who I met, who I thought, cool, these guys are really good at barbecue. How can I use them to help me? And it just grew. And the rest is history. 10,000 followers, now have shows, and we now cook on our patio area. We've extended that. The shop's extended. We're bringing on brands all the time. Everyone wants to be involved with us. We do restaurant takeovers. All the celebrities, we know loads of celebrities now. It's been brilliant. And it comes down to, timing. The timing was perfect. We just timed it perfectly. And just been very lucky. And I've had a great following. And the barbecue community exploded with me sort of at the front of it. So when it started growing, I was right there with it. So now you could jump into it. It's already established, but you'd have to follow. I sort of grew with it. So quite lucky, because I've been on the wave for 2 years and really was at the start of the wave. And but that's the history. So just wanted my own little area and never expected all of this, but it's been great. And I say to people, I wake up every day and I love going in. So that's the biggest thing. I love going into work in the mornings. And to know it all benefits my dad, who without my dad, I would never have had the opportunity. People say to me, why don't you go and open it and have your own business? I said, why? Without my dad, none of it would be possible. And it's a way of giving back, because he's given me a great life, my dad. Always looked after me, good education, nice holidays. So it's a way of giving back. And that's important to me, giving back. And like you said at the start, which is very kind, I like to give back. I don't like to just take it all. I like to, with Restaurant Roulette, it's hard work, takes a lot of time, but it's giving back and it's taking people on the journey with me. People go, oh, they come on the live, they're on, they're in front of, I can give people a platform. And that's important. I love it. So, yeah.
Oh, you can see there's passion just radiating off you while you're talking. You can see so infused as you're going along. It's fantastic to see. Sometimes you see people and they're like, oh yeah, da, 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 but it's beaming from you, so it's
Oh, I love
fantastic.
it. I love it. I
Absolutely
very
fantastic.
enjoy it. Thoroughly enjoy it.
Right. Firstly, before we go too far, I need you to explain to Charlie what a garden centre is, because in America they're just not a thing. I've tried to explain a couple of times.
So for those of us who don't know what like the importance of a garden center, and then you guys spell it wrong with an RE instead of an E. What is a garden center?
So basically a garden center, and the thing is, Charlie, as well, I've been coming over to America since I was young. Always used to go, had a holiday home in Orlando. So always used to go to Orlando, to Disney. And then as I grew up, we moved the house. We didn't move the house, we moved houses. And we've now got a holiday home in Bonita Springs, Fort Myers, Naples area in Florida. So we head over there a lot. So I know that, and that was important when building Altons BBQ World, and except because growing up with that Florida mentality of great customer service, always people bubbling. When you go in a shop in Florida, they're just so excited to see you. And here in the UK, when you walk in a shop, they're miserable. So I wanted to try and, it is true. I wanted to try and bring that, I grew up with that friendliness and that fun and that theater, and growing up with like Disneyland and all that sort of stuff. And then whenever I go on holiday to America, even took my little girl 3 years ago now. And she was 9 years old at the time. She even said how happy they are to see you. And I wanted to bring that. So growing up with Florida is a big part of where it all started. And obviously shopping around in the States, it's garden center is probably like Home Depot, that sort of style. So you go in, you got your garden furniture, you got your plants, you've got, it's like, I'd say Home Depot crossed with a bit of Walmart, but Walmart's more like a B&Q, a home base. I'd say like a Home Depot, like a Lowe's.
Okay.
Lowe's, Lows, Lowe's.
All right, fair enough.
That sort of style.
All right. I mean, we don't generally consider those, and I've heard you have like food there at certain garden centers, and
some garden centers have like full. When you come into ours, you've got the big car park where we sell garden buildings. We sell fences and paving slabs for your garden. Then you come in, you got homeware, so like stuff for the house. You've got garden furniture, barbecues, lawn mowers, garden care, fountains, and then all the plants outside. And we also have a restaurant that can seat about 100, 125 people. So that's sort of what it is. And it's 10 acres big, so it's a fair size. But
wow,
as Ryan will back me up, a garden centre in the UK is big business. And
to
have a barbecue shop inside one is just a bonus for me, because there's such destination stores in the UK.
Sure. Another question, since you mentioned it, I'm not familiar with the restaurant roulette. If you can talk a little bit more about that, and what is that? And
so
and how did you get it started?
So restaurant roulette was basically with the Instagram. It started really gaining momentum through the Instagram. I met some guys, as you know, there's some guys on Instagram who are just insane at cooking. They're just so good. And I met guys on there and just said, it'd be so cool to sort of do something with you. So I literally sat here one night and said to them, they were following me, I was following them. They were liking the Altons BBQ and saying, when lockdown's over, we'd love to come and meet you and stuff. So I said, well, it'd be cool to do something on Instagram. I started doing more lives, chatting to them like this sort of style. And everyone started to get to know people. And I said, wouldn't it be cool to do a show? So Gary and Chris, who are two of my friends from that, did a show called Barbecue Wars, where every Friday they just went head to head live cooking. And it was sort of him cooking there, they're talking while they're on the grill. So it was good, but the interaction wasn't great. But I was like, there's something in that. How cool would it be to create a show where people go head to head cooking? So I said, with restaurant roulette, let's do it a bit different. So I said, what we'll do is I'll have a spinning wheel, like the Wheel of Fortune. On that wheel will be McDonald's, Burger King, Subway, Taco Bell, sort of restaurants that we all know across the globe. So anyone from any country can tune in and be able to relate to the show. So there was 9 of them, and basically what I did on a Monday night, I'd bring one of them on, we'd chat, I'd spin the wheel, it would land on, say, Burger King. They would then have to create dishes from Burger King on a barbecue, and on Friday night come on live and show what they've done and how they've recreated dishes from Burger King, and the public would give them scores out of 10, and they'd get like a final score. After the 10 weeks, it was the person with the highest score won, and it just became so popular. Everyone loved it because it was showing again how to cook food on a barbecue when everything was locked down. You couldn't go out, so everyone's like, "Oh, I'd love to be able to go out and have a McDonald's or Burger King." With COVID, you couldn't do anything, so it was that create it at home. So that's sort of where the ideas sort of come, and then I just come up with all these little crazy ideas and stuff. And then we're bringing it back this year, but I wanted to go bigger. So rather than just 8 of them, there's now 32 of them. And they're going to go into a draw, like a full, like an NFL, and it'll be like the way to the playoffs, Charlie. So they'll all be drawn against each people, and then they'll go through rounds head to head, knocking each other out, and the public will vote on who they want to go through. So it's not down to me; it's down to all my followers who go through, and it's a full knockout. And then I've got loads of little ideas, got loads of big accounts on board, loads of good live guests, and I wanted to do a prize that the money can't buy, because everyone can give away barbecues, can give away stock. So I've teamed up with KJ, and I said to him, what I want to do is bring the winner with me, come and experience something I get to experience, because I get to go all over the world seeing great stuff. So I said, I would like the winner to be able to come with me to Holland, to Kamado Joe, to the factory, to the warehousing, go out for lunch, go sightseeing, see how it's all done at Kamado Joe, and also they win a Kamado Joe as well. So it's a hell of a prize, because they're going to get to go and see one of the biggest brands in barbecue, how it's all done.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
So that's Restaurant Roulette, and that's probably the show that I think, probably, Ryan, I'd say that was a show that just elevated me, and then I've done other shows off the back of that one.
Yeah, you've done. It's almost too many to mention now. You had the football one, the Masked Gorilla. In fact, Neil just said that Masked Gorilla. I really liked that one, actually. I thought that was pretty cool. It was a really good
Charlie,
idea.
we did one called the Masked Gorilla, because with Restaurant Roulette, it was so good. But then from that, some accounts on Instagram, as you know, they become so popular, so well known. So when you do a show now with people voting, people vote for sometimes the more popular accounts because they got a bigger following. They got more of a chance. With the Masked Gorilla, I set each week a different theme. And I said, right, this week it's Chinese. So basically, they'd all send me Chinese dishes. I would put all them photos up on my story, and people would just give them a score. But no one knew who the pictures were from, only me.
Right.
So it's called the Masked Gorilla. And in that, I met a 14-year-old, he's now 14, called Aston. And he just blew people away. And we really clicked. He idolized me. So I've sort of taken him under my wing as like my little apprentice. He looks up to me a lot. So I've sort of done a lot with him, and he's got some serious potential. And I've got him. He idolized DJ Barbecue. So I arranged for them to meet. So yeah, we've done loads together. And he came from that show because no one knew who he was, but just everyone went, how good's that food? I went, and at the end of the show, when it was a league table, I said, that guy in 5th place, I went, yeah, his food was amazing. I went, his name's Aston. He's 14 years old. And people went, you're kidding. I went, no. And he's blown up from that show.
Right.
Yeah, he's flying now, isn't he?
Aston's flying.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's lovely to see someone that young do so well. It's
great. It's
really
great.
Cool.
And from everything's got a business point in mind. At the end of the day, if I get big followings, people then want to come down and see the store. They want to see what's behind it all. They want to see, we do live things at the shop. It's all about getting people down and getting people to come in. People want to come and see it. Matt, Ryan, Matt came down a while ago, and he just absolutely loved the place. And it's about that. And obviously having Aston on the show, he then comes down and does cooking. So people want to come down, meet him. We cook food with him. We have fun out the back. And then you sort of go, cool, that food's amazing. That rub's so good. Then you walk in the store and it's all just there. And it's like it's just everything. Just everything. It's all about getting people in the shop. But our name is out there all over the UK now. So
that's no doubt. In fact, your figures say you've just actually won Traeger Retailer of the Year. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I got invited to Glee. I had no idea about that, and I got given an NFL style jersey. Didn't I? It was all sight. It was amazing, and yeah, UK's Traeger Retailer of the Year, the first one they've ever done, and we won it. And yeah, that was cool to have Carsten come over from Traeger Europe to present me with that as well. Was amazing, and yeah, it's just incredible. And I'm very lucky. You know, the people that know I've got myself, which obviously I'm the face of it, but I have such a good 4 lads behind me. They're some of my best mates, and we just get on so well. We have such a laugh. If I say to them, right, we're going to stay late, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, they don't grumble, they don't moan, they don't ask for extra money. They just do it because, you know, we get to do some great stuff.
Well, that's it. If you've got a good team around you, you know, everything always works better, doesn't it? So it's why wouldn't it? So well, while we're on the subject of Traeger, what would you say is the most popular grill at the minute you're sort of selling then, and how do you see
what, Traeger grill or all round grill?
a Traeger grill at the minute, and then you can go
Traeger
to all round
grill.
grills?
Traeger grill. Probably the 575, just because it's the entry point. The 575, obviously, you got the 2 Pros, the 2 Ironwoods, the 2 Timberlines, and the Ranger. But the Pro 575, just because it's the entry one, it's the starter one, it's a great way to start, and they're not cheap. So, you know, you're starting that sells for £800, which is probably Charlie, probably about $1,000. So that's a lot of money, man. That's the starting point.
It's quite a bit.
It's a starting point. So that sells the most because people sort of, the Ironwoods are the best, we think. The Timberlines are like, they're amazing. But we sort of say the Ironwood's got everything, unless you want all the bells and whistles and everything. But we sell a lot of Ironwood, but you know, you're starting around $1,500, you know, £1,300 is a lot of money. So I'll probably say the Pro 575. It used to be the Bronson. The Bronson was awesome. We used to love that.
Yeah, I got a question. So like when people come into your shop, like are people looking for I want to cook a pork butt. I want to cook like, you know, like here's what I want to cook.
Yep.
Like and I mean, is that the way they go about buying a grill, or is the way they go about buying a grill is hey man, give me all the stuff because I want everything, and then you're like, hold on, what do you want?
So yeah, that was something that I've said before. We don't, you know, there's a thing in the UK, especially with like car dealerships and stuff like that, where you go in and they sort of are on you straight away. We don't like to do that, and they sort of, how much do you want to spend? And it's like, well, hang on a minute, let's not get straight into, you know, what have you? So we sort of say, what do you do for a job? What's your lifestyle? Do you cook with a family? Have you got kids? Do you have weekends spare? What do you want to do? And they sort of go, well, there's only 2 of us. We don't really do this. We have kids around. We sometimes entertain. So we get an idea. And then we go, what do you want to cook? Like what you just said. And if they start going, I want to do a brisket. I want to do this. And it's like, why do you want to do a brisket? Why do you want to do a brisket? Oh, because it's the only thing you've heard. You know, you build up to a brisket. You don't need to go big. Well, saying that with a Traeger, it's easy. But yeah, we do sort of ask, you know, what sort of thing. And here in the UK, a lot of people, we've had to fight that burgers and sausages thing. Oh, I want to cook burgers. I want to cook sausages. Well, come on, just be a little bit adventurous. And now the UK are very adventurous, but we very much ask what they want from their grill. And if they say, just want to do burgers, sausages, we say, what about like doing a pork butt or a brisket or an overnight cook? And they go, no, I've never really do that. Then you say, well, you don't need a Traeger. And then if they turn around and say, well, I don't really want gas. I do this, that, and the other. Charcoal, I'm not sure. It's so hard to set up. It's so hard to clean. Well, it's not, but your mentality is already there. Why don't you get a Traeger? Set it, forget it, go indoors, get great results without having all the faff. So we sort of try and get in their mindset and see where they're at. Right. But yeah, we sort of say, do you want gas, charcoal, wood pellet, or ceramics like KJ or Big Green Egg? And they, first of all, they don't have a clue the difference. But yeah, we just sort of say, you know, if you want your weekends and you want to have fun and you really want to play, then go charcoal or go Kamado Joe. If you just want it easy, traditional, get a gas barbecue, which is sort of dying. It's probably the most dying. You know, I knew that would probably be a question. That's probably the slowest now. Gas is still so a lot, but yeah, the real barbecuers, they don't want a gas barbecue. It's no. Traeger has become, numbers wise, Weber is the biggest seller just because it's Weber. But
Yeah.
Traeger is it's hard to. Traeger's the biggest in the shop, but Weber gets the numbers because it's Weber. If that makes any sense, we just get so
Yeah,
much
it
more
does.
buzz around Traeger. But Weber's just sell because someone comes in and goes, I want to grill, I want to do some burgers this weekend. I just don't want to spend too much money. Okay, we'll just buy a Weber kettle. Easy. Everyone starts with a Weber kettle somewhere.
Absolutely
Everyone
true.
started it. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely true.
Yeah, everyone's got or have had to have started somewhere with a Weber kettle. You know, everyone's got a Weber kettle story.
Oh, that sort of brings me around nicely to what I was going to ask. So the move over from a pellet grill to your more traditional charcoal grills. Obviously, you've got your finger on the pulse there. You can see the numbers happening. You've just kind of answered it because everyone, go over and get a Weber, and they're out selling the Traegers at the minute.
It's Weber just sells because it's just Weber, and straight away they come in and go, oh, I've heard of that. Traeger, you go, have you ever heard of Traeger? They go, no, what's Traeger? You go, put wood pellets in there, you plug it in, you set to it, they go, whoa, hang on a minute, like that. So you sort of go, okay, just let me explain. And it's so simple. So with a Weber charcoal, you have to explain to a certain degree, because when you start saying, well, you put your coals there for indirect cooking, they go, pardon? What's indirect? And okay, so we've got to sort of suss out where we're at here, if they know anything about barbecuing, because we get so many, you can imagine we get so many different levels.
That's interesting.
But I just think charcoal. I think the thing is with us, we, as you see, Ryan, you watch the Instagram quite closely. We are cooking out the back on Traeger all the time, because for us in the shop, we can go and set it up and crack on with work. So we are so passionate, and it makes it so easy. So we've just bought into that. And the thing is, out on the patio area, we cook on gas. No, not gas. We cook on charcoal, Weber kettles, charcoal, Kamado Joe's, Traeger, and we have some pizza ovens out there as well. So we cook on everything. We use everything. We know the advantage of everything, and that's so key when you use what you sell. Do you know what I mean? So many people.
Yeah, you got to know your product.
I've gone in places before, and I've gone, hello, mate, I'm looking at a TV. What's the difference between these two? And they go, well, this one's got that. And well, I could have read that. I want advice.
Right.
But it's so important. Me and the boys, one of the first things I do when they come is I get them outside playing on the barbecues. And we use all the different rubs. We use all the different stuff. But I just think with charcoal and wood pellet, once you explain it to people, it just makes so much sense. It's just, you just can't argue with it. It's so simple. But some people will stand there and go, well, I don't know about plug it in and set this and set. So you go, well, you just want a charcoal one then. You just want a charcoal. You just sort of, I don't want to fight them, if they're not sold in it. And also we say a lot, go away, because they go, well, I've never heard of this Traeger, but you sort of go away, do some research on Traeger. Okay. Yeah. All right. We're going to that.
Right.
Evening, Neil. How are we doing? That's Gorilla. So we say to people, go away and research Traeger, because what we say as well is, don't just think we're salesmen, because people that don't know us don't know we're passionate, don't know we're, it doesn't, I don't mind if you come in and buy a Smoky Joe. I don't mind if you come in and buy a rub. It doesn't bother me what you buy, because it's dad's business and all that. Obviously, if it's not busy in that, we don't all start panicking. We don't start all, we have mental days, we have easy days, we have quiet days. You just go with the flow. You can't make people come in. We do a lot of promotional stuff, but today was quite a quiet day. But we sold Ironwood 650, £1,500. It's October, it's chucking it down with rain. Lovely.
Yeah.
We'll take that. So we sell all year round when people can't believe how we sell barbecues. But I think going back to the main point of the question, it is just every person that walks through a door, just chat to them and just see where their head's at.
Yeah. Because I can see, obviously, that you've got your pellet grillers sort of like going towards where your gas sort of like cookers were a few years ago.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like moving off in that direction. But equally as well, you see a lot more of the actual live fire cooking. So instead of using charcoal, it's actually more burning wood and then using the embers and moving those around as well. I've said it a few times, but I think that will be the next thing to go pop in this country, because it's sort of like getting ready to go already, in it. So next year,
I went to Metopia up in London. I don't know if you saw any footage or anything from that, but that was something that was great. And I've done the Smoke and Fire Festival a few times. I've done Wing Fest. I've done all of that sort of stuff. But that was my first time in Metopia, and that's all proper big fires and cages and offset smokers. That's a different level. They're totally different. There was not a Traeger in sight because they'd see that as swearing. That's cheating. Do you know what I mean? So I think you might be right there. Would also the Gravity, you know, the master builts. That's another thing that could potentially pop a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, those seem to be replacing some of the interest in for like some of the newbies in the whole thing, as far as like pellet grills go. So it's like the Gravity Feds, like the Masterbuilt, the Char Griller, those seem to be coming down the pipeline. Yeah, and you know, once again, it's kind of a set it, forget it kind of grill.
Exactly.
I've never used to be.
I've not played with a Gravity Fed yet, but we've actually been delivered one at the shop. So we've got one because we've signed the deal to bring Masterbuilt in from next year. There's an exclusive for you, Ryan. So we're going to be doing Masterbuilt next year. And we've got one to play with because, again, we want to play with it, get passionate, understand about it, and that's it. But like you say, that is that thing. Everyone goes, oh, wood pellet, never heard of that. You go, well, I'll tell you what about this? Load it up with charcoal, set your temperatures, and go and sit indoors. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's whether you know, we haven't played with it yet, and obviously we're very skeptical, but you can't argue with the fact that everybody is talking about them. And I don't know if they're going to pop as much as Traeger, but yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's definitely like because they've been around for a long time. And so it's interesting to see them kind of like go like good consumer brand, cheaper grills anyways than they used to be. Used to be able to get like high end grills at that price, but but it's interesting to watch all like so what is your idea? Like a couple of questions here. What is your idea about like the new innovations that might be coming next year? And then how things funnel down from maybe high brands into smaller cookers.
Yeah, see, obviously we haven't seen too much yet. You know, there's not too much going on with Traeger. They're not really doing anything too much. Masterbuilt is a big thing for us next year. Gravity Field is going to be a big game changer and a big learning curve and a big exciting thing for the customers to look into. Weber are having a few changes, but I was supposed to go to Weber headquarters last week, a week before, but I actually went down with COVID, so I couldn't go. I've only been back in work since. I'm all right. I've only been. My little girl had it as well, so I was locked down for 12 days, so I missed it. So I don't know yet what's going on with Weber. They keep it very quiet, but it's always very interesting to see. And the thing is, the public in the UK just go with whatever they do. They don't really moan too much because at the end of the day, it's totally out of our hands. You know, whatever decisions they make. And as a retailer, sometimes it can be annoying because some brilliant grills sometimes go and there's nothing we can do about it. But as I say, for us, Kamado Joe, Traeger, Weber are going to be our top three again. But we're very excited to bring Masterbuilt in, and yeah, it's exciting when you bring something new in because it's just it's fun for us as well, playing with something completely new. So yeah, I don't know. Go on.
Can I ask a slightly off question that you may not answer? But do you think like Weber has his brand, right? But do you think they've sat too much on their laurels as far as like they have a history of 50, 60, some odd years?
Yeah, was it 1952, 62, 72, 82, 9, 2000? We're looking at 60. And the answer to that, which is yes, 100% agree. They do not do what Traeger and Kamado Joe do.
Right.
They have the name and they just go, we've got the name, we're the best. And they are the best. You can't argue with it. But in terms of social media, presence, influencers, people talking, not a patch on Traeger, not a patch on Kamado Joe. Absolutely. Big Green Egg are quite quiet in the UK. And I think in the US, aren't Pit Boss big noise? They're a big noise over there, aren't they?
I mean, the big noise behind them is like they do some decent grills.
Mhm.
They're cheap, and they carry them at the Lowe's. I think is their major one. Some maybe at Walmart, something like that.
Yeah,
But
it's because they claim over here. They
as
claim
far as social media goes, like they don't do that well, and
no.
from everything I've heard, like their customer service is absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, see, we got approached by them, and they're sort of saying, "Well, in the US, we're the biggest and all that." But I've got such a good setup with Traeger. I know Traeger's the best, and I mean, it's a sales thing, which I respect them. I will listen to them. I'll never say no to anyone. Always keep them there. But
Sure.
I think in terms of social media, I think Traeger have nailed it. They're so good. They got such a great brand. Jeremy Orendas is so good at what he does. To see the main man be so active and so in love with his brand is great because it's infectious. DVQ, Kendrick, Chad Ward, all them guys, they're just so good. They're easy to talk to. I get on great. I'm good friends with DVQ, Danielle Bennett. She's awesome. She's over there in Florida. Yeah, and here in the UK, the Traeger brand's powerful, really powerful. And
Right.
Kamado Joe's good as well. And
Yeah.
I totally have no hesitation in answering that question that Weber sit on the brand. Their social media, they don't really share anything. They don't really do it. They don't come in and see us. We do Traeger Day, we do KJ Day. The guys are coming down all the time. Weber, we have to really ask Weber for things. Our rep is absolute top class. The guy who looks after our account is phenomenal. Beyond him, done.
Right.
Whereas with Traeger, I can ring up and speak to any of them, and they're just awesome. I get, with KJ, I can speak to any of them, any ideas, anything I've got. Great. I speak to Weber. I have to go, oh, can you send an email, please, to this? Can you do that? Can you do that? I go, I don't want to say, I'm Jay Bunker from Altons BBQ World. No, but it's like, really? I've got to go through all that. I just want to ask us. With Traeger, I go, well, like with this, the question on the screen there. There's a marathon. I'll go into it in a minute, but there's a marathon. I want to do something. I said, Traeger, got an idea, want to do a raffle. How about you give us a Traeger Ranger? We'll raffle it off. Blah, blah, blah. Yep, great. Bang, it's done. With Weber, it takes me 5 weeks, 25 emails to get that over the line. I just think, no, but I can't be bothered. So, yes. So, yeah, Weber. Whether they're the same in the US, which I think they probably are, they're not active. They're not great. Traeger.
That goes back into the fact that, do you want to sell a grill to somebody where their customer service is terrible, where you end up having to deal with the complaints from their grill?
Yeah, see, their customer service, Weber, is fantastic. Well, all customer service is hard now because of COVID.
Customer service, I agree. They're not bad.
It's just I want to do something on Instagram. I want to do this. It's just social media. I'd probably say the social media, they're just not very good at, and it's not important to them. What's important to them is making good grills and giving good customer service, which is fine. But you can't ignore how powerful social media is. And with what happened with that pandemic, it became everything. And that's where Traeger, probably not Kamado Joe yet, because it's true, but Traeger have caught them and gone past them in terms of social media because they didn't do anything. They didn't react. They just sat there and they were busy selling grills and doing good customer service, which is fine. But their awareness and appear is not a patch. Traeger have Traeger Day. They have this. They have that. They have game day. They have all these ideas, all this NFL sort of style stuff. They tap into so many things. They're Traeger Day. There's no Weber Day. Traeger Day is epic all over the world now. It's such a great thing to be a part of.
So building on that, I want to what's your thought about Traeger going public?
Well, Weber did as well, didn't they? Within a week of each other. So
yeah,
down to them, innit?
It's pretty impressive. You got them both going public, and they went public, and they have apparently proper rights to some of the Wi-Fi controller systems and everything else. So
that's the thing as well.
They brought Meter, didn't they?
Yeah. Traeger have. So, because when we went to Glee, the Meter, that was the first time that they were together. Meter and Traeger were on the same stand, and a lot of people didn't know. But to be fair, I heard about it, but when I got there, I was like, "Oh yeah, this has happened," which is sort of an unusual move. But I sort of, because you think, couldn't Traeger have done something their own? But then I also think, well, Meter have got such good technology. Clever again, and Meter have their social media is not shabby, but
they've sharpened up a lot. I'd say over the last year.
They have
for sure.
Well, in the UK, they brought Brewshack on board. Phil, who's another big one in the barbecue community, a good friend of mine, and he again understood the barbecue community. He understood how to use Instagram. He's got very good podcasts, and they tapped into him, which is exactly what you got to do. Weber don't have any good influencers really. Traeger, I've got some of the best. I've given Traeger 3 or 4 people. Traeger, Gaz. I gave Traeger Gaz. I gave Traeger Hitchens, and they're just people who I said to Traeger, look, I've met these people. These people I work with now. I do shows with them. They're good. They're respected. They're on my sort of page. People who know me know them. Tap into them. Honestly, tap into them, and they did, and they've done well. And they come from different angles because Hitchens, Kate Hitchin, who they live right near me here, they are very family. So they go and cook with their kids. They go on adventures. They do this. So it's tapping into that thing. Gaz is very good at just cooking full stop. So he taps into that. They pick their influencers very well. Whereas it seems that Weber just send grills to whoever. And I sit there sometimes and go, who's this guy? Yeah. KJ and Traeger, especially KJ, have got probably the best on Instagram. Best cooks, best personalities, great fun. When you get involved with Traeger Day and all that, it's just the adverts, the commercials, the way they do everything. Their branding is just so good, so good. Whereas Weber is very professional. Whereas Traeger, you can have fun. Traeger's the lumberjack, the big beard, the back to front hat, the trucker, whereas Weber's almost like you got a barbecue in a suit.
Well, you could almost say they're a pair of it's like polar opposites, couldn't you? Really,
they are.
As you said at the beginning of the show, Weber is your biggest selling brand.
Yeah, it is. It is still. It is still.
And
I've said all that
they're
stuff.
not doing anything except selling barbecues and.
So that's what I mean, and that's what I've had. I go back a couple of years. I had an argument, and this was before the social. This was right at the start, the year before the pandemic, when Instagram and social media was becoming something. It's exploded in the last 18 months. But 3 years ago, it was sort of bubbling. And you sort of go, maybe there's something, but we never expected this. And I remember sitting in the Weber office up in London, and they got my social media up and said, look, Traeger, oh, Weber, Traeger, Weber, Traeger. And I went, why are you analysing my social media? And they said, because all you talk about is Traeger. I went, yeah, because I've got so much more to talk about. They want to do things. Yeah, but what sells more? I went, Weber. They went, well then. I went, but that's very, I'm not too sure on that. But I also can't argue Weber sells itself. Traeger, we enjoy selling because we have to sell it. Weber, someone comes in and goes, I want one of them. Can you just talk to me about this? They've already made their mind up. With a Traeger, they come in, they go, hi, how we doing? Especially Mark, one of my guys. You come in and they go, hi guys, what you're after? Well, I'm after a barbecue, this, that, and everything. Heard of Traeger? No, you go, lovely, here we go. And it's great. It's fun. It's selling. We enjoy it. We enjoy it. We really do. And but Weber are an amazing brand. We love them. And we have built our business on them, so I do love them. But I just wish they would be a little bit more.
They're absolutely fantastic grills. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong. I've got a Weber Smoky Mountain. I've got a handful of kettles. You can't go wrong with that stuff. No. And like you say, like everyone should start out with a Weber kettle.
Yeah, have to. I think everyone I've spoke to on Instagram has at some point has had a Weber kettle. I just think, and then you hear people that have had their Webers for 20, 30 years. The way they hold up, the way you look after it, they're second to none. And they're the brand that everyone aspired to, I think. But Traeger, especially now, they're doing their own thing and they do it so well. And To be fair, Weber even copied them with the Smokefire. They tried to copy Traeger.
Oh yeah,
And
100% true. Smokefire didn't take out very well, and Uncle Steve said,
oh no,
"Oh,
no, it didn't go down well here. I
yeah,
believe in it, but it had first year syndrome where they got it out, they took on Traeger, and it didn't work. And it was almost like if Traeger sat in here now and said, "What do you think, Jay?" I'd say, "Stick to gas, stick to
well,
charcoal. You're awesome at it. Leave Traeger to do what they do. You don't need it. You don't need it."
yeah." I mean, that's my issue with Weber, or one of my issues with Weber is they like and talking about like sitting back on their laurels. The Weber kettles sell all day long, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have no problem with that whatsoever. The Weber Smoky Mountain is like one of the best grills of all time. But there's no innovation. Like,
no,
so they come up with that.
They've
Weber,
not changed.
like,
They've not changed it. Yeah.
And it was a disaster on.
Well, that's it. At the end of the day, they've had the kettles, which they add the Master Touch, the rollover lid, the GBS system. They then brought in the premium with the hinge, which is okay. But like you say, the Smoky Mountain has had nothing. The Genesis get tweaked. The Spirits got remodeled 4 years ago. Whereas these other brands are constantly coming up with these quirky ideas, these quirky things.
Yeah,
they're social, when Weber do an advert or a commercial, as you guys call it, it's great. It's brilliant. But there's not enough of it. Traeger are always up to something, always coming up with something, always coming up with crazy ideas and good fun.
Sure.
And
sure.
Like I always say, there's no Weber Day. And they've had, if you said to them, I've had it before where Traeger come down and cook. We just have fun. KJ come down and cook. We have fun. We do our celebrity events. We do it all ourselves, And they now say to us, "Can we come down?" I don't have to ask them. They want to come. With Weber, it's just hard. It's just hard.
Sure.
And we do our own thing. You all right, bud? You trying to get out? I'm just gonna let the dog out. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm gonna trust you. Don't let me down.
All right.
Right. We're gonna trust him. Hello, mate. Right, go on. I'm good.
And you talk about that KJ. They came out with their Vortex and their and their own version of a kettle, which had really unusual like modifications to it.
The Kettle Joe. Yeah. We've had that for 3 or 4 months, and we've had no bad reviews about it. But it's still, I think, like you say, a bit unknown. We don't really know too much yet. There's not enough people got one yet. But it looks okay. It's I like the bit. It's got that KJ build. It's solid. It's just nice. But it's taking on a Weber kettle again, a bit like what Weber did. And I'll probably say the same to KJ. Just do what you do. Do what you do, because you're taking Weber on with the kettle and you're comparing it instantly to a kettle. I don't think you can touch the Master Touch. Is just the ultimate grill.
Yeah,
if you want a charcoal,
standard, for
it's
sure.
just we say to people, they go, "I want a charcoal." You go, "Well, I want a square one." Why do you want a square charcoal? Because I do. I go, "Well, you can't touch that round Master Touch there. It's the best charcoal barbecue you can get. You can go and find a square one if you want, but it's not going to be anything on that." And that's the only worry for me is with the KJ. It's quite a price tag, and people say straight away, they go, "What's it like compared to the Weber Master Touch?" And we go, "We don't. If you want to be honest, we can't really answer that because it's so new, and it's more expensive than a Master Touch, which makes it hard anyway. Because if you bring something out, that's taking on something like a Master Touch, and you make it more expensive, it's got to have something that you can go, well, it's got this. That's a
Yeah, that's a fair point as well. And you can put Weber in your garden with a cover on it and leave it out there for years. So I'm not quite sure how well a ceramic will hold up for.
No idea. I've got a few good friends as well, and I'm very interested. I think what's going to be, the winner of Restaurant Roulette is going to come with me to Holland, to KJ, and that's going to be one thing I'm really going to look into, how that Kettle Joe's made, to find out what the USPs, the best selling points are, so that I can take that back to the shop and try and sell it.
Yeah. I presume you've cooked on one. How does it cook?
No, haven't cooked on one. Nope, not cooked on one.
Okay.
Not seen it in action. Not really seen any. Seen it a little bit on, but there's not many people that have got them. They're few and far between. You don't really see them on Instagram all the time.
There's
They're
what's his name? I'm trying to think. Dan. He does the Fire and Water podcast. He's got a group for them. He started it last year when they first come out. I think he got some of the first one. I'm trying to think what his name is. Dan someone. He's from the USA. He's got a group over there committed to it. And from what I've seen, the cooks they're all right. But then again, as you say, it's comparable to a Weber. So
yeah, you are. You're straight. That's the first
back
question.
you go again.
It's the first question. People are going to say. It's a kettle Joe. It's Kamado Joe's version of a Weber kettle. So
that's true.
What's it like compared to a Weber Master Touch? You go, well, the fact you're comparing it to that straight away,
right?
Why don't you just go with a Master Touch? And that's what we say about the smoke fire. People say, and again, we're honest, which sometimes helps, sometimes doesn't, but it's just the way me and the boys are. People say, hello, mate, what do I go for? Do I go for a Weber smoke fire or a Traeger? We go Traeger. Why? We go, just trust me. Trust me. And that's why when people go, do you sell a lot of smoke fires? Not really, but the smoke fires sell a lot of Traegers for us. That's sort of a catch-22 situation. But I'd openly say to Weber, your gas and charcoal barbecues cannot be touched. You just haven't got it quite right with the smoke fire yet, unfortunately, in my opinion. But that's my opinion.
I think they will. There's no doubt in my mind they will bring it round. Because they're such a massive company. There's no way they can't.
Eventually, but I mean, you're talking maybe.
I reckon 2 or 3
you're
years.
talking years. Of them
They're a long way off the pace.
Where people are looking at you need to have fast turnaround. Like if you have a problem, you fix it. And they did a whole bunch of research on that stuff. I don't know who's researching and developing this stuff, but half the time, just send it out to a whole bunch of people. Yeah, get your beta version or your alpha version or whatever else. Send out a whole bunch of people, put them under NDA, and let them cook on it and tell you their feedback.
The thing that happened as well, which was bad, is it came out here. When did it come out in the US? It's been there 2 years, isn't it? It was before us.
Yes,
you had it before us.
Yeah, it was like last March, I think.
So it came out here. Yeah,
21 or 2020.
We've had it 2 years. I think you've maybe had it 2.5. You've had it a little bit longer than us.
Yeah, something like that.
So what didn't help, and I don't know, Ryan, you may have seen this. What didn't help is before it came out in the UK, everyone in the US was blasting it for fires and stuff.
Yeah,
and everyone was saying, "Oh, he's got fires. He's got this. He's got that." So when it came out in the UK, everyone went, "Oh, this one's had all the problems in the US." And how do you answer that question in the showroom when they're telling it? You can't answer it. So
you
just sort of say, "Yeah, you do." You just sort of say, "You do." You just sort of say, "Yeah, it has." I would go with a Traeger, and we sold a few, and we did have quite a few problems, and it was hard work. But I think, it's just one of those things where I would say either put some real research into it and sort it out quick, or scrap it and stick to what you guys are so good at, which is gas and charcoal, and you can't be touched, and leave it to Traeger.
I'm going to spin it around now and sort of slightly more a positive area of Weber's creation. Their Summit grill is
Summit charcoal or Summit gas.
The Summit charcoal grill.
They rebranded it. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's just a beautiful looking thing. It's so nice. I went a couple of years ago and cooked, did a surf and turf on it, and we cooked. I can't remember, it was like big fat boy steaks. I can't remember exactly what they are. I don't know if they were ribeyes or what they were exactly, and some lobster tails, and it just cooks so good. It was. It's a cool grill. We don't sell loads of them. Because I think with that sort of Komodo style, people go KJ. But it's an awesome grill. It's a beautiful thing to look at.
It's another
and they've nailed it. You say they got that one right.
Yeah, it's charcoal. It's a general sort of shape that they're used to. Double skinned, obviously, it's pretty cool to insulate it and all of that good stuff. But I find them obviously it's a local garden centre to me, I always go up and look at it and think, oh, but it's got a hefty price tag with it. You know what I mean? For what is
Where do you live, Ryan?
I'm in the Chilterns, just up from in between Aylesbury and High Wycombe.
Okay, I'm trying to think. So where's your nearest store? Where'd you go looking at barbecue looking?
There's a really little place near me called Hildreth's Garden Centre.
Okay, and they've got some Webbers, have they?
They've got a quite shameless plug. If you're watching, you've got a really fantastic barbecue section. they do all sorts of rubs. You can go up there and buy some, and they're really, really good. I know the owner, and he's really cool and all that sort of stuff.
No, it's good as well. I go around. There's a shop in Milton Keynes opening up. There's a shop in Milton Keynes opened up called the Barbecue Shack. And that's Boss Hogs and MK Barbecue are two guys from the community. Mm-hmm. They are where I was 10 years ago, and I went and saw them, and I was surprised them. They didn't know I was coming, and I just walked in their shop, and they were buzzing, and that was a lovely feeling. They were like, "Oh, and he's like, Jay's here, come on," and that was cool. And they sort of felt like royalty. But to watch people at a small level growing, I think if I had someone who I looked up to come and give me a bit of I'd really appreciate that. So to be in a position now where I can do that is good, and it's always nice to hear about the little stores, because they're important. And like you say, they've got their Weber. This store's obviously, does it do Traeger and KJ, or is it just Weber?
They do Weber. Who else they got? They've got a really big sort of cat-eye section, big cast iron fire pit cooking section.
Bowls,
What else do they deal with? Charbroil. They've got a big charbroil section as well. Who else have they got? It's just Weber charbroil. They haven't got really any pellet grills there. They've only got the charbroil one. The charbroil pellet cooker looks all right, actually. That looks pretty...
Yeah, it's got a lovely digital display. But again, for us, we get approached by, and I'm not just saying we get approached, every brand wants to be in Altons BBQ World, which is a lovely problem to have, but also a massive pain in the ass because you can't take them all on. I'd have to build an extension, or go up a level. But it's a nice problem, and it's nice to have them all wanting to be a part of it. But like you say, charbroil is like, oh, do you want our pellet grill? I'm like, if I take yours, I've then got to stand there, and someone comes in and goes, I'm after a pellet grill. I go, I've got the smoke fire, I've got the Traeger, I've got the charbroil. Like I said, going back, it's nice that if they go, I'm after a charcoal, you go, Weber. I'm after a gas, Weber. I'm after a nice ceramic big KJ. You got the green eggs? No, we just do Kamado Joe. We believe they're better. Oh, okay. And what do you do? Pellet grill, Traeger. They're the best in the game. So it just makes things simple. When you've got so many options, it makes it so damn difficult. So, but I have seen that charbroil one. It's a smart looking piece of kit, but it's their take on a Traeger. So we just,
I had a good look over it, and it is a pretty solid grill, to be honest. I was impressed, especially had it next to the Weber one, and it was like,
it's a different. It's more impressive than the smoke. The smoke fire looks okay, but like we've all said, and Charlie said as well, they need to go back a little bit to the drawing board and work that thing out.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
So I touched a bit on caddy. Do you have the fire bowls and stuff down like that in your place? We
did have Cad-Eye, and we ran with Cad-Eye for about 3 or 4 years, and it sold okay. But when the pandemic, we couldn't get hold of anything. It really slowed down, and we just became so big with the oh, mate, all right, you're interested in this bit, are you? Okay. So it just became, we had the Webers, the Traegers, the Kamado. It was all going off, the rubs, the Angus anointing, everything was going mad. And the Cad-Eyes were sitting there, not really selling. And I was like, I told you he takes over the show. Chill. So I was like, not nastily, but I was like, it's taking up space that I really now need. So I was like, they're slowing down a lot. They're not as popular. It's not really what we're about because it's a bit old style, and the sales were dropping off. So I was like, okay. So it was in my mind, and then this brand, Charlie know this brand here, Yeti, they came along and gave us an option of being the first UK to do Yeti. I couldn't turn that down. The only way I get it in there is if I clear out Cat Eye. So that was where I went, right, that's it. And Yeti is just what a brand. And from always going to America and seeing it to then have the opportunity to be one of the first to stock it, I had to take it. So unfortunately we lost out on Cat Eye, but I feel we gained on having,
sure,
you can't not have Yeti.
All right. For those who don't know what Cat Eye is, what the heck is Cat Eye?
Go on, Ryan, you tell him.
So and I can tell like Yeti, it like makes coolers, makes koozies, makes
what a
cups,
brand.
and it's
not just a barbecue
very,
thing.
very
It's
solid brand.
yeah. And with having Yeti in there,
like
you don't just
top end gear.
Yeah, and with
But
Yeti
Cat
in the
Eye,
shop,
I don't know.
with Yeti in the shop as well, it approaches everything because we get a massive barbecue following in, obviously, but you sometimes get the ladies who are just wandering past go, oh, that I love the color of that. I love the color of this. So Yeti attracts a different customer as well. So it brings different people in. But yeah, Cat Eye is like an Indian style fireball, caveman cooking style. Indian fireballs, I think, is the best way to explain them. Like a rustic looking bowl with a tripod, hanging bowls and stuff. Open fire cooking style.
Yeah. Hang a leg of lamb above it or something like that, or a grill. Or you can get all bits of cast iron in the fire.
Yeah, you can get some cool things, but to say it just really slowed down for us. So it was sort of, and then as Minute Rowan and Yeti USA and Yeti UK was born and got in touch and said, look, we want you guys to stock Yeti. We want you to be the first. You guys are huge. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, I can't turn it down. And from going to America so much, I knew it already.
Oh yeah. Yeti is the top line of how to cool things down, how to like store meat, how to if you want a cooler to like store your meat afterwards, put it in a Yeti cooler and let it rest for 4 to whatever, how many hours you want to go to. Yeti is top notch.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, because obviously that's the big thing as well. Can you still hear me all right? Because I've had to take them headphones off.
Yeah, we got you.
Cool.
Okay. You're fine.
Yeah, they died. So yeah, with Yeti as well, it works because a lot of people say, "Oh, is it cooler then?" So you take it away. Yeah, you can put your beers in there, do this, do that. But the biggest thing, like when you're doing these briskets and beef short ribs and all that, is all the resting. So that's where it ties in perfectly. And again, another brand who are good at social media, have some quirky ideas, and any time I say, "Oh, I've got an idea, I want to do this, I want to do that," then they do not hesitate to want to get involved.
Right.
All right, it's just the neighbours. Chill out. Sorry, I told you he steals the show. This dog's a pain in the neck.
Oh, we've got a little one. He's how old do you know? He's about 9 months.
Yeah, but this one's only 4 months.
He's a thing. He is. He's a Chihuahua, but he thinks he's a Doberman.
Oh yeah, this one thinks he's a bunny rabbit the way he jumps around. Oh mate.
He's a Frenchie.
Yes, he's a Frenchie.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of friends who actually, some friends who are breeders of Frenchies, and some who have them. So
they're great characters, but they have no they have no appreciation of personal space, do you, mate?
just getting to know you.
Chill.
No. Eventually, they start just lying down all the time, so I think you're good.
Yeah, they're cool. He is pretty cool. He's just, the thing is, because I'm at work all day, I then come in. I've got him used to being on his own, which is cool. So I'm just going to let him crack on. So when I come home, he wants to play. And like now, what is it? 9:30? Yeah. So in like an hour, I want to go to bed. He just wants to play.
Get him out. Get him down the shop. Get him down the shop. Have a keep.
Do you know
Is he crate trained? I presume he must be crate trained.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he has. He's got his own little room there, so he's got his own little room. But he'd be all right. He just obviously is excited. But on every Instagram live I've done, and sometimes he appears on my Instagram where I'm doing something, he appears, and everyone wants to meet him. So yeah, I'm sure he'll be down there soon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So where we go? Oh, let's hit back on the restaurant roulette. Actually, there's a couple of things.
Yep.
So we know when it is. It starts on the 11th, doesn't it?
Yep. Yep. Couple of weeks.
Yeah. Nice build in. So we've got your contestants down. Have you got the rules out in place yet? Are they everyone familiar with what they got to do, or have you set your stall out, or you still?
No one knows yet. But basically, I can tell you a couple of things. But basically, there's 32 accounts I've got signed up. A couple from last year, but I wanted to sort of freshen it up with new people. So 32 of them. We're going to go live on the 11th with Eric Gephardt. I don't know if Charlie, you know him from Kamado Joe.
I've heard the name, yeah.
So he is. I worked with him as a guest on one of my shows, and we just vibed. We fell in. We just got on so well, and he is just so great to listen and talk to. So he become like a star of my show. So he's like my co-host. So, and he's over in North Carolina as well. So literally on a couple of my lives, one, he was on a hunt for deers, and he's sitting there and he's talking to me on his phone on Instagram live, and he's going, "Shh, there's a bear." And he's got his rifle ready. I'm like, this is crazy. We're going to see something killed on my Instagram.
No, man. You should talk to, I don't know if you know the guy, but it's a Canadian Mel from, I'm trying to remember his last name, but he's also a Kamado Joe, like a huge ambassador from Canada.
They're crazy. They're
referred to it. Or northern Mexico.
So Eric's great fun. One time he was fly fishing. Another time he was cooking oysters on the beach. It's just great. And to have him every week, everyone just loved him. And he became like the guest every week. With someone we just go and chat to about the cooking and that. So Eric's like the co-host of the show again, because I wanted to bring all the things that worked so well on the first show back, but also add loads of things. Because if something works, don't change it. Add to it, but don't change it. So
yeah, enhance.
The first live is going to be 32 people. The first live is Eric and I drawing out all 32 into a draw and working out who's playing who. That's the first thing. Then the next live show will be telling everybody what the first restaurant is going to be. Because it's going to be one restaurant, and they're all going to cook dishes from that restaurant's menu, which is quite a big menu, via pictures on Instagram story, like Mars Griller, because I can't do 32 lives. That's just crazy. That will then get them down from 32 to 16. Then once you get to 16, there's obviously 8 matches. The wheel will have 8 restaurants, and each match will get a restaurant that they'll then cook. And then the week after, they'll go live, show for 5-10 minutes what they've done. People will vote a winner. That's got a winner, and we'll rattle through the 8. And then each week it will get more easier because they get narrowed down each week. And then by the quarterfinals, you've got 4 matches. By the semi-finals, you just got 2. So in an hour, you go to them 2 for half an hour, them 2 for half an hour, and then the final will just be a big one. So, yeah, I've got a couple of restaurants lined up. Yeah, I think it's all pretty set. And we're just going
to... sorry, I'm completely confused. This is all on Instagram, correct?
Yep, all on Instagram.
All right, cool. And then Daddy Dutch Barbecue Kent clarified his dark side of the grill, Mel Chimra. It was hilarious. He cooks in like a purple robe, and he cooked like a I don't even know what it was. It was like a 20-pound ribeye or something.
Okay.
But he's very popular in the Kamado Joe world, and he's got like a whole ton of those. So you might want to take a look at inviting him into that whole thing.
Oh, I might. I've got the 32, but I definitely, as Ryan would tell you, I'm always coming up with new shows, new ideas.
Oh, for sure.
And I did.
Did you want to Do you want to take that time just for a second to pump your Instagram
handle? Yeah. So
handle, whatever you want to call
it. So Restaurant Roulette will be on our Instagram page, which is at Altons BBQ World, which I think is there with my name. So at Altons BBQ World, all one word. Every Monday night, so it keeps it simple. Every Monday night, 8 p.m. UK time, which then will be, you guys are behind us, aren't you? So what, 3 in the afternoon? What time is it there now?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost. It's 2:45.
Yeah. So
So
yeah.
I
So
am.
I think
Yeah.
so. It'll be 8 p.m. UK time every Monday night. We'll be doing lives, cooking, spinning wheels, chatting to guests. Yeah, and it just keeps it simple every single Monday night for the next 8 or 9 weeks, and then I'll have it wrapped up in
All
time
right.
for Christmas because
That sounds
bring,
fantastic.
bringing it back, I wanted to make it better than the last one, but add all the elements that were so good from the last one. So all the guys,
Mm.
Ryan, who you remember from the first show, Gaz,
Yeah, yeah.
Jamie, Matt, all them guys are going to be in it, but they're not competing. They're going to be involved because they're so popular. You know, I think on the first show, I'm going to have Gaz or Jamie just as like a bit of a pep talk, telling people, you know, what advice, what would you do? You've been in their shoes, you know, sort of involve them. Eric will be
Yeah.
involved. And I just thought Monday night is quite a quiet night on Instagram. There's no football on telly. Fridays and Saturdays are a no-no. So I just thought Monday night is quite a quiet night. It's the same night that we did Mask Griller. Not much goes on in the UK on a Monday night. And also this time of year, everything's sort of done on the scene. UK barbecue scene does sort of go a bit quiet now because the festivals are done, the shows are done, all the lives are done. There's not much going on. So I feel that it could be quite, well, as big as it was last year. Because last year there was a couple where we got over 100 people watching live, which is mad. And then
It is, yeah.
over 100 people watching live, and then by the time you get to the next week, over 3,500, 4,000 people have watched that episode back. So
I mean, that sounds cool. There's somebody, I think I'm ripping off the idea, but I think there's somebody who has the idea of like kind of tossing stuff in where it's like kind of a true roulette, where it's like you don't know what you're cooking. You don't know what grill you're on.
Yeah.
And so like here's your grill and
Yep.
here's what you got.
So you sort of just give them a grill, you give them a grill, you give them a box, and you just say good luck.
Yeah. You ever think about going that route or?
Yes, I have thought about doing a show like that, and that sort of I've got an idea similar. I can speak about it, but it was an idea I was going to send 5 or 6, and I may do this next year. I just haven't. Ryan there's just been idea
so
after
many,
idea,
so
thing
many
after
shows.
thing.
You're popping, absolutely popping.
So I've had a show idea, but I've not dropped it yet, which was like what you just said, and I was going to send everybody a Smoky Joe, the most basic charcoal barbecue on the market, and say to them, right, each week I'm going to send you something. I'm going to work out with Village Butchers, who's one of the most popular butchers here in the UK, who we're lucky enough to be great friends with. We live down the road from them. I've known them for donkey's years. They're massive in the UK scene. So every week I go to Village Butchers, choose some meat, send it to them, and they have to cook it as best they can and dress it up as best they can using the most basic barbecue, which then goes to prove you can cook amazing stuff on a 50-pound barbecue. And each week the public vote one person off the show.
I'd watch that in a heartbeat. I think it's a brilliant idea.
Absolutely
brilliant.
That's an idea that I've had sort of in there, but I've never had a chance to actually drop the idea. But that's I've had that idea for a while. That one.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing it. It's got to happen now. It's been said.
Exactly. That's the thing as well. What I try and do, you know, anyone that watches my account knows I try and space things out. And if I'm doing Mask Griller, you don't then go bang with the next show. You don't. You have a little gap because it builds anticipation. I think now with Restaurant Roulette, I announced it 2 weeks ago. I put that post up, so now anticipation is building. People know the date, and I can, that's where people go wrong. They go, bang, I've got an idea, and you go, all right, think about it, take time, drop it at the right moments. And the last show I did was Mask Griller, and then I did EuroQ. Well, with EuroQ, I just wanted to tap into the fact that everyone's going to be sitting at home watching football. Tap into that, and I was sort of forced on the dates of that because of obviously following the football. But that was ended in July, and I've not done a show since because I've waited for Restaurant Roulette to come back, and I thought I'll bring that back. And when I bring it back, I want everyone to sort of go, "Oh, I'm excited about this." And like I said, I think the timing there's not much else going on, and the weather's closing in. People are going to be bored. There's nothing on telly, so everyone will start watching their phone again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Building barbecue shelters, getting out and cooking would be a good idea.
Exactly.
If you haven't got one, go get some. Yeah. So, where are we going to go now? Okay. So, I was going to say, all of the competitions, we've sort of covered that actually, which is quite nice. Yeah. What's your preferred food sort of to eat? What would you grab other than barbecue?
So, I would say my favorite thing to eat is Chinese. I love Chinese. I love a Chinese, but my favorite dish is actually lobster thermidor.
Yeah.
I love lobster thermidor. Do you know that? Do you know that one, Charlie?
That's an old school one. That's like I mean, that was a classic in like the 80s and 90s in the US. But but I'll tell you, it's good.
I love lobster. Lobster
it's kind of about the same time as oysters Rockefeller.
Yeah, but lobster thermidor.
It's good
with some tender stem broccoli and some mashed potato. Oh man, it's my favorite dinner.
Yep, I agree.
I love that meal. That's one of my favorite dinners. When I come over to the States, I do love a nice prime rib. Don't really get them here in the UK. I love a nice prime rib. There's the steakhouses you guys got called Charlie's Steakhouse.
Yep.
I used to love going there and having a prime rib, a loaded baked potato, which we don't really get here. Everything's just French fries. You don't really get a good baked potato. And then my favorite thing on the barbecue is probably chicken wings. I think everyone knows that me and the boys at the garden centre love the wings. I just love chicken wings, but I've become a massive fan of pork belly burnt ends. They're just so great.
I also agree.
Pork belly burnt ends, we do them with mousse maple butter, which is like a maple syrup sort of thing for you, Charlie. It's like a maple butter syrup. Mousse maple butter, brown sugar, Dr. Pepper, and honey. That's what we put in our bath. And
delicious.
It's so good. But the only thing is, the more
you eat,
the more you can feel your heart slowly stopping.
I mean, that's the same thing I find with competition barbecue. So I personally don't like competition barbecue because it's so overloaded with different things. Be it brisket, be it everything else. Like you can only take a bite or two.
Yeah, that's the thing. With because I'd never done a brisket, so obviously we just run a shop. The whole cooking thing has just all happened, and we built the patio. We started cooking out there. Some celebrities come down. They loved it. They talked about it. It got known, and then more and more celebrities come, and we've just inadvertently become barbecue. We just go out there cooking all the time, and now we get invited and asked to go and do cooking. So Diversity, the dance group, we went and did a party for them. We've done a few things for kids. We've done things for Towie, TV shows. Tomorrow, we're doing a radio show. We're cooking for over 75 people at a big party tomorrow night. We're doing a big chicken wing takeover. We're taking over their restaurant and cooking their wings on a barbecue for a night rather than deep fryers. So we're going to work with them. So we're taking over a whole chicken wing restaurant, which is crazy. And we've inadvertently just become well known for cooking, which is not what we're about. We're just a shop, but we've now tapped into so many different avenues, which just makes the shop even more popular.
The thing is, like, what you need to do, like, you need to sell the grills.
Yeah.
So how do you sell the grills? Hey, here's
having
food.
the knowledge of how to cook on them.
Here's food, and here's how to cook on it.
Yep, and that's it. That's it. What we do then is we get 9 times. If you come in. If you just 7 days in a week, we're cooking probably 4 days a week. So we have the back doors open. We just cook our lunch out there. Like today, we did. I'm making a rub with Angus and Oink. That's an exclusive for you. So I'm making it at the moment. It's going on at the moment, and we tested out a sample today that I came up with, and we just cooked some pork chops and some chicken breast, and just the smell just goes right through the shop. And if you smell barbecue, you then want the barbecue. So it just works.
100% true.
Going back to it, because of that, we got so good at cooking. I said, right, I've never actually done a full overnight brisket. So we did one, and it was great. We loved it. And then we did beef short ribs. We do pork belly burnt ends quite a bit. I've never actually done a pork butt, Boston butt, whatever you want to call it, for some pulled pork. So that's the next one I want to do.
Oh,
we know all about it. We talk all about it. But now having the knowledge, and with our brisket, we actually were out at a party event. So we stuck it on and then went back, injected it and kept an eye on it, and then went off and came back the next morning. I went in early in the morning, and it actually had stalled at 60 degrees. So it's so cool now when people come in and go, I want to do a brisket. I go, do you know what? And they go, oh, it stalled. It did this. I go, okay, no problem. Try this, try that. Once it comes off the stall, it'll start climbing. And to now have that knowledge, because go back 2 years and someone said, I want to do a brisket on a Traeger. I go, I've never done it, but it's easy. Now to be able to sit there and go, yeah, go on, talk to me.
Yeah,
so now
absolutely. It's dead simple. You just like learn the basics, and it was like, all right, learn to know like your cooker first of all.
Yeah.
And like learn to know the meats you're cooking, and because each one is completely different. Sometimes, like you can have like, hey, it's gonna like do this at this time. Like, no, not necessarily. Could be exactly. Like that. Could be a different cow. Could be a different, different cut of meat. Could be something else. But
and the thing is, as well, with a Traeger, you can't explain to people how damn easy it was. We literally rested it. We put rub on it. We left it for a couple of hours just to all soak in. Spritzed it, put it on, injected it just to give us that guaranteed moisture inside, because it's our first one. Put it on there. Come in the morning. I went in. It had stalled. So I was like, right, okay. So increased the temperature, wrapped it. It come off a stall, up it went. Got to the temperature we wanted it, 95, which I can't think what that is in Fahrenheit. And then put it in the Yeti for 3 hours. Came out, cut it, and just went, oh my God. It was class. We did a post about it. And what it did as well is it gets you the respect of people. When people sit there and go, wow, you've done a full brisket, you get that respect level. It's all well and good doing chicken wings, but then when you start pulling off briskets and putting them on your page, and pork belly burnt ends, and and beef short ribs, they're proper. Thank you, Neil. Proper cuts of meat.
About 203, like give or take, depends on the brisket, but 203 is kind of generally what you're aiming at.
So talking about that Traeger Raffle, because you said that twice. Basically, Sunday is the London Marathon, which are you familiar with that, Charlie?
I am not familiar with that.
So
I will not be running in that either.
No, nor will I, funnily enough.
I did not run in marathons. I don't know about these old things.
It's the London Marathon. It's this Sunday. My sister's been training for months, and she's actually she's my sister, but it's impressive, like really impressive what she's been doing. So it's 26 miles. It takes about 4, 5, 6 hours. It's on Sunday. So she's been doing sponsorship. She said that she had about £1,700, and she said, I want some help. So I said it to my dad. Dad said, why don't Altons BBQ World sponsor her? So I got all her kit made and spoke to all the brands. Weber, Traeger, Della Vita, Angus and Oink, Norfolk Smoke Pit, Yeti, all then. I got about £850. Bang, done, lovely. So we got up to 2.5 grand very quickly. I then, which is the Traeger Raffle, I then said, let's get the followers on board. So Traeger gave us a Traeger Ranger to sell, and then put the money that we sell it for into the pot, or do a raffle. So I said, well, let's do a raffle. So basically the way it works, on my page, there's a link at the top. Go on that link. It will take you to a page where you can donate £1, which then goes to my sister donation for the marathon. And if you win the draw, you win a Traeger Ranger. If you don't want the Traeger Ranger, you win £500 to spend at Altons BBQ World. So by sponsoring £1 for my sister in the marathon, you then go into the draw to win a Ranger or £500 to spend at Altons BBQ World. That will only be live for another 24 hours. But we are now just coming up to about £4,000.
That's fantastic.
So Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
so that's amazing, and
Yeah,
I'm going to
that's
go up there on
fantastic.
Sunday and film as much as I can. So yeah, and then
Mm.
Monday or Tuesday next week, my sister herself will do the draw, and someone will win a Ranger or £500 spending spree. So that is what Neil has been talking about.
There we go. That's a really, really cool thing to do. Kudos to that's pretty cool. And to bung a Ranger in as well, because they're a pretty nifty little bit of kit, aren't they?
Yep.
Very portable. They're the little small sort of tailgating type ones, aren't they?
They are. They look like something you see in a James Bond film when they open it up and it has the red button. The briefcase.
Mm.
Like James Bond opens up and starts grilling.
Yeah.
Imagine him
Yeah, it's like a briefcase that you see in those Bond movies. That's exactly what it looks like. I said it to Traeger. I said it looks like a briefcase that a bad man has, and you open it up, and the part has been stolen. The microchip that you need to put in it to access the weapons of mass destruction.
He's got the lady there sitting down like on a Swiss Alp or something. He's got the wine, the cheese, and he breaks open the Traeger grill and starts grilling some steaks or some ribeyes. Or
that's the one thing that you guys have there that I wish we had here at your NFL games. You have the car parks are just absolutely crazy with everyone tailgating and cooking their Traeger stuff. Here we have massive soccer games. They don't do that. And we miss something there because it's epic when you watch it in America.
Could you imagine pulling up with a barbecue with Arsenal and Spurs going on?
They literally would turn around and go. The thing is, though, Ryan,
turn you over.
Well, I would love to
why
go
wouldn't you
to
do
a.
that?
I would even love to go to a lower league game, and we've actually been off. We've been offered, but we just haven't. We've had other things. We've actually been offered to go to a few games. But I'd love to go to like a big game, set it up, and cook wings, and people because they're walking around eating shit burgers and kebabs, and you're like, guys, the guys in America, they've got it done. You know, you go to an NFL game, you don't just watch the game. There's so much going on.
I'd probably be happy just to go to the tailgate rather than go to the game, to be honest.
Charlie, correct me if I'm wrong, but people go there. They don't even go and watch the game, do they?
No, yeah. I mean, you get people hanging out in the parking lot the entire time.
Yeah.
And so, don't get me wrong, they do like cook crappy burgers and everything else, but yeah, like they're drinking beers and like hanging out. They got barbecues like all over the place, and they pickup trucks with like the backs folded down.
That's exactly it.
Kegs of beer and like everything.
That's exactly it. It's the Jeeps with the backs down, and it's all just loaded in the back, and that's what I believe the Traeger Ranger is just perfect for that. Whereas here in the UK, I'm not. We sell okay, but it's just not the sort of.
Make it happen. Make it true.
Don't give me an idea. Don't give me ideas.
And Jay from Altons BBQ World has decided this day, Friday, October 11th, 2021, he is going to make tailgating happen in the UK.
Yeah, you could have a tailgate in your car park, Jay.
We could. Can you two stop giving me ideas? Because once I get an idea in my head, that's it.
I tell you, you do it, and they will come.
I got ideas
for sure.
Half my ideas are insane, but I got
Jay's Altons BBQ World tailgate party. Boom! There you go. Have that one.
It is. It is apparently on for. He's planning for next year. Probably around the football season, as the Europeans call it. And most other countries in the world call it.
That's because the Americans it's the American football World Series played in America.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they've NFL's over here now, isn't it? They have a few games here in the UK now, don't they?
Yeah, they're doing it in Wembley, isn't it?
Wembley and Tottenham, I think.
We call what you guys do soccer. I don't know where the name come from. And I have no clue as to what's going on, but and why they misappropriated football, because whatever. But it is soccer here. I grew up playing soccer.
Yeah, we're Soccer here is huge. Like, it's our sport, and it's just massive.
I'm too skinny to play football.
The
American football.
the soccer over here is obviously huge. It's the biggest sport. And the thing is, it's getting bigger over there in the because they've got the MLS, haven't they? And it's getting more and more popular over there.
Mm.
It's huge. I mean, we have for soccer was we stole David Beckham.
Mhm.
So he's working for the LA whatever there.
Galaxy, I think, isn't it? LA Galaxy.
What?
Is it LA Galaxy he works for? Or
He played for LA Galaxy, but I think
maybe
he now
the
owns
Galaxy.
Inter Miami.
he owns Inter Miami.
Yeah, he
blimey.
actually started up a team from nothing. He owns Inter Miami. Beckham.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah. He's a fairly popular player around the world. I thought.
I wonder if they sing that song about Posh over there.
No, they definitely don't
Probably
know
wouldn't.
that.
No. Like Posh was like Posh. Like I actually thought it was semi-hot from the whole Spice Girls.
Yeah.
she was a little sketchy, but yeah, hers. Anyhow, back on track.
Yeah. What else we got?
So, what's your most exotic food that you've eaten so far?
On a barbecue or just anything?
General.
Wow. Most exotic. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I went to Venezuela on a world challenge, but I can't remember what I was eating over there.
That sounds interesting. What's a
Yeah.
world challenge?
So basically, like the Duke of Edinburgh, it was in my
Okay.
last year of school. I was 18, and basically I went to Venezuela, South America, and went on a world challenge, it was called, where basically, like you see on Comic Relief and all that, we went to a country that was just in dire straits, and just for a month helped rebuild a kids' school, repainted all their basketball courts and their classrooms for them, went on a hike up a mountain, went to the village and gave them all that Man United football gear and helped them with stuff. We actually cooked food with them one night. Went on an Amazon jungle trek with all anaconda snakes and stuff. And just basically, the last year of school, it was an option for a month to go there. And basically their thing was to open your eyes up and make you ready to be a sort of an adult and say, look, go here and it will make you appreciate things. And I went there and it was awful. It was awful. And it was a real battle. But looking back now to have done that, and it's like what you see on telly where you watch like Comic Relief and you see all those kids and stuff. It was awful. And you're sleeping on the floor, you've got spiders everywhere, cockroaches in the shower and stuff. But I came back, appreciated everything for a while, and then it slowly, you just get used to things again. But when I went there, I ate some really hairy and shit and God knows what. I wouldn't say it's exotic, but it was different. I've eaten snake, I've eaten alligator, I've eaten most fish.
Squid.
One of my favorite things is I love calamari. It's not very exotic, but I love calamari.
Well, it's nice.
Yeah.
Heart, liver.
I've not eaten. My dad loves hearts. He loves lamb hearts.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I've had liver. Like over here in the UK, we have liver and bacon. Some people have it as I can't do it. Oh well.
I love a bit of liver and bacon. It's beautiful.
Oh no. When we used to be kids, Dad used to always want liver and bacon, and me and my sister would always pick the liver out and just eat the bacon because the gravy with liver and bacon is lovely.
Yeah. It's all about the gravy and like getting it cooked proper.
Yeah.
My nan used to do a fantastic one. God rest her.
But yeah, my favorite. We went back to my favorite dishes are. I love a Chinese, but I'm a big pasta fan. I love pasta. Love it. I love pasta. But yeah, I don't know what most exotic thing would be. Probably like alligator or snake or something.
Yeah, it's pretty up there to be honest.
I'm one of them. I'll try anything. I will give anything a go, unless it is just awful. and I can tell it's awful. But I'm quite happy. I actually when I was where did I go? I went to a restaurant with my folks when I was younger, and my sister's 3 years younger than me. So at the time, I was probably about, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. She was like 8, 9 or 10, sort of something like that. And I think we went to something like a Red Lobster or somewhere like that, or a Bubba Gump Shrimp or something. And my sister said, it was like a buffet. And she said, you've got to try absolutely everything that's up there. And I did it. And I ate some real weird stuff. But I literally had to eat everything. I think I don't remember. Red Lobster wasn't like a buffet though, was it? It was like a sit down. It was somewhere where it was like a buffet, like a seafood buffet over in the States.
Yeah, Red Lobster is like it's sit down. I'm trying to think.
I can't remember. It was one that
going.
had like it was. I can't remember. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, buffets are like it must.
Like a seafood. It was a seafood buffet, and my sister challenged me to eat everything there. And yeah, I did it. I'm up for anything. Whereas she is fussy as hell.
I'm up for anything.
Yeah,
I think what. Ask anyone. Like, I will eat anything.
And I think with what I do as well, it's good to be able to eat anything, because also you can eat anything and people go, have you tried that on a grill? Have you tried that on a grill?
I agree. Yeah.
And we've cooked some mad things on a grill. You know, we've cooked all the things that you know. Then we've done apple crumbles, chocolate brownies. I've done stir fries, lobster tails. Probably a question would be, what's the weirdest thing I've ever cooked on a barbecue? I don't know. All sorts of different stuff, but yeah, chocolate brownies is one of my favorite things on a barbecue.
I made some chocolate brownies with bacon, candied bacon in. They were boom.
Yeah, I bet they were good. I like I really like they're popular now. I really like jalapeno poppers. I love them.
Yeah, they're good. They're really good as well.
Neil Roberts says horse is the one thing I want to try. I've had a horse too. It's actually pretty good.
I've had horse milk.
Break it to you. And Daddy just says anything. With lemons. I won't eat a monkey because they're like, I don't know, any sort of primates. I won't eat a rat because that just sounds disgusting. But I got like some boundaries somewhere around there. But I've eaten a lot of stuff.
I like that. I won't eat a monkey.
Yeah,
I like monkeys. They're cool.
Who doesn't like monkeys? Monkeys are cool. They're so they're so great to watch because they're so like us. It's just I love watching them and just what's going on in their heads. I think they're great.
Don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I could really get myself in a lot of trouble if I did. Right. So it's just sometimes things spring in my head that are best left there. So what's your top 3 favorite albums?
Favorite what music?
Yeah.
Cool. You're really going on there, aren't you? 3 favorite albums. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or songs, whatever you want to.
All right, so
break it down.
Okay, I'll try and write. So when I was at school, I loved Dre, Eminem, Exhibit, all that sort of stuff. So I went to Vegas and saw them in concert. So probably that Dre album, 2001, the Chronic album that he did. I love that. Then I went through a phase of, in 2001, same time, really liking like Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, all that sort of stuff. So the Linkin Park Hybrid Theory album, love that. I love Limp Bizkit. Linkin Park, Eminem, Dre, them sort of artists. So I quite like. I was never massive on Guns N' Roses and Nirvana. Obviously, there was a huge craze when we were younger, but I was never big on them. So, yeah, the first sort of thing was Linkin Park, Eminem, Dre, all that sort of style.
Rap metal, sort of.
Yeah, I love Linkin Park. I thought Linkin Park were great when they first come out.
Decent.
When they first come out, I thought they were great. I quite like Blink 182 for a while when they first burst on.
I think you're younger, so I'm trying to think. Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, see, yeah. I remember them, but I wasn't into it.
Yeah, that was sort
Rage
of like
Against the
my.
Machine, Korn, Nirvana, Metallica.
That's all my age.
Yeah, it's my age too. Like
you're American. I'll tell you who I did like. So I go to America. I like Kid Rock. Remember him?
Oh yeah, I know Kid Rock. He's very famous in the US for certain things.
There was another one called Bubba Sparks. Remember him?
Man, I know that name. I can't remember who that is.
I've never heard of.
Now it's sort of like, to be fair, now I think you get to an age where you just appreciate a good song. I'm not really follow artists. I just enjoy it. Yeah. Things come on the radio and I go, that's a good tune. Do you know what I mean? But I must admit, when we do events and stuff at work, if we do like celebrity stuff, we sort of have R&B, hip hop, and all that sort of Kiss 100 sort of stuff. But I do love playing the old 80s stuff. I love like the old Michael Jackson stuff.
Oh yeah,
Earth, Wind and Fire. Michael Jackson, Earth, Wind and Fire, all that sort of stuff. Bon Jovi, because everyone just enjoys it. You can't have music that says the N word and the F word when you got people around.
You got Rat, which was awesome.
Rat.
And then you got the Scorpions, and you got like the 80s. Like 80s is probably where I kind of grew up.
Did you ever remember a band called? I grew up with Duran Duran.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
Duran Duran.
Next question. I saw them, and I saw the Cure.
Oh wow!
The Smiths, Depeche Mode. Oh yeah.
I love the Cure. I must admit, but Depeche Mode are fantastic. Very well. I wouldn't say they're underrated. They got a massive following if you're of a certain age, but I'm just old.
I mean, they're reselling like New Order, Joy Division, which is like where New Order spawned out of. Yeah, I mean that's my like somewhat my era, but also there's a whole ton of like rock songs as well. So like Led Zeppelin, like if you want to get cooking and if you want to get rocking and rolling, you listen to like some Led Zeppelin, some AC/DC, like like old school stuff. And
I'll tell you, Ryan, I'll tell you who Charlie would like all that. He'd love DJ Barbecue.
Oh, he's yeah.
Do you know him? Charlie, you heard of him?
I interviewed that dude.
Yeah. The way you are and the way you talk and the music you like, I think you'd enjoy DJ Barbecue. I was
going to say, I think you interviewed him with me.
Did I not interview him?
If you come on,
I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, Matt was co-hosting at the time, and I think we had a sort of like a big thing afterwards. We like, sat down and got drunk with him.
Spider-Man, like he wore a Spider-Man suit or like
that's him. He's one of the biggest in the UK. One of the biggest.
He's a really nice guy, actually.
Apparently so. Who knew?
Yeah,
I didn't know these things.
I get on with him great, but he
I don't know.
He's great on the Instagram because he's just always having so much fun.
So much energy.
I have no idea. And then Daddy Dutch rolls in with Skid Row, Twisted Sister, and Poison. I don't know. They had some decent songs, and then like I'll throw you back a winger. So suck it up, Buttercup. Anyways, next question.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is enter into the hot fire cues round.
Oh Christ!
Okay.
You're
so, Charlie, have you read the questions?
No.
No, man. I even messaged you, Sander, in the shared drive. You're like, yeah, cool.
I don't ever read questions. I come over them.
Okay, so hot fire cues round. Here we go. So basically, what I want you to do is listen to the question, answer the first thing that comes into your head.
Is this me? Yeah.
Yeah, it's you.
Don't get me in trouble. I've got work in the morning.
You won't get in trouble.
Okay.
Basically, while you're thinking about this, while you're answering the questions, I want you to be thinking of a question to ask the next guest. Right. So every question on here has been set by a previous guest, with the exception of one or two. So here we go. You ready?
Okay. Let's do it.
Hot and fast or low and slow?
Hot and fast.
Day or night?
Day.
Beer or spirits?
Beer.
Lump or briquette?
Briquette.
Pork or beef?
Beef.
Ribs, wet or dry?
Wet.
Shrimp or meat?
Ooh. Oh, I do love shrimp.
Wrap it or let it ride?
Huh?
Wrap it or let it ride, as in like with your cook, if you want to speed it up, wrap it or just let it go.
Wrap it.
Burgers or hot dog?
Hot dog.
Horse, yay or nay?
Nay. What the fuck?
Brisket or short ribs?
I told you earlier, I just cooked these two. I'll probably go with brisket, but that's tough.
Favorite non-meat thing to grill?
Lobster.
Fat up or fat down?
Fat down.
Okay. Wood or charcoal?
Depends. Probably charcoal.
Best way to light a stick burner?
Oh, what?
A stick burner.
What's a stick burner?
It's like a great big barbecue with a firebox at one end. You know, the big American sort of barbecues. Matches.
I don't know. Never done it.
All right. Fair enough.
With a blowtorch.
There you go. They do them with that. Have you seen? You got to get some of them. Have you seen them things?
What, lift lighters?
No. Well, yeah, they're called grill guns. They're like great big.
Oh, are they the things that the Baltic had in their video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
like
got to get one of them.
Flamethrower, like something out of
Yeah. They look like a gun with flames on the end. Yeah. You got to get one. You got to get them in your shop. I'll buy one.
All right.
100%.
We'll have it at the tailgating party out the front.
That's it. We'd be out there. It'd be like Star Wars with flamethrowers. Yeah. Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
X or G rated?
X.
There you go.
Favorite holiday?
Oh, I love a beach holiday. Love going to the beach. Like the Maldives or Mauritius or something like that. Just away from it all.
Mm-hmm. Foil or butcher paper?
Oh, that's a debate, isn't it? Whoa. Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, wow. That's a raving debate. I'll get in trouble here with whatever I go with.
Do the two. Wrap it up with butcher paper and then wrap it up with tinfoil on this outside.
He's cheating. It's a tough one. I like doing it in butcher paper, but I prefer it in butcher paper, but I see why people do it in foil. It makes sense. So I'll say butcher paper if I had to give an answer.
Mm-hmm. Butcher paper it is. Scrape or jacquard? That's more of a competition question. So obviously when you're cooking a chicken, you scrape the skin, or there's a newer technique called jacquarding where it's like a load of little tiny knives and you just punch it through the skin so you get the crispy skin and the bite through thing. But again, it's a competition question.
Yeah, I couldn't give a proper answer because I don't know.
Biscuits and gravy or shrimp and grits?
Biscuits and gravy.
Okay. Brine or no brine?
Brine.
Cool. That's the end of the quickfire cues round. Would you like to put your question in for the next contestant?
Fucking, I didn't have 1 minute to think. What? So you want me to give you a few
counting
questions
down
to give
from
them?
60,
Just-
we've got 59, 58.
Yeah.
Give a
Just
few-
one question for the next person.
One question for the next guest. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what. This is quite a good one. Who is the next guest?
He's a Norwegian chef.
Okay, that's going to be a no good for him. Actually,
No,
I'll
it
tell
doesn't.
you what, I'll tell you what, we'll go with it,
It's
right?
Mm.
If you had to, right, I tell you, and you can explain where the question come from. If he had to do tailgating at one UK football stadium, which team would he pick?
okay. I'll put that in. That'll be in the next set of questions for the next person.
All right.
Arsenal.
Yeah, see, there you go. It's
There,
always
you know they're the
interesting when
best
you
one.
get the foreigners to see who they pick with their soccer, and you say, like, you know what I mean? 'Cause it's always really interesting because people say to me, like, and I've been asked it a lot on podcasts. I've been interviewed by a lot of Americans, and they say, if you supported NFL, who would you support? And I say, well, I do, though I love NFL, and I'm a Miami Dolphins fan because I was in Orlando. And Tampa Bay was just not someone I really thought about. And Miami Dolphins at the time had Dan Marino, and I just love watching them. So I've always been a Dolphins fan. And ever since I think I decided that, they've been crap.
Oh, I really don't know enough about American football to comment, to be honest.
Back in the day when Marino was there, I was like, oh, what a team. They used to be awesome. As I've grown up, they just suck more and more and more.
It's kind of like Arsenal then, basically.
Yeah.
So-
I wish I was like a Patriot. Why didn't I choose the Patriots or something?
Yeah, good old Arsenal.
You owe me $5 if I tell you my Arsenal story ever.
Go on.
Oh, I'll pay you just to
No,
hear it.
it's not that interesting. No, but I was traveling across Africa, so I went through Zimbabwe, Malawi, Tanzania, and Kenya. Ran across these two British dudes, and like everybody in Africa watches like on their TVs and like inside mud huts, right? They're watching all the football, as you all call it. Everyone of like Man U everywhere, all the place. So I met up with these two British dudes, and Stephen and I can't remember the other dude's name. But they were Arsenal fans, so I was like, all right, cool, I'm down for Arsenal. And so I ended up like watching the games, getting interested. Came back and used to go to like British pubs here, and just to catch the games and watch Arsenal play.
Good man. We're kindred spirits, Charlie. It was in the stars, mate. I didn't know you was an Arsenal fan.
So, Charlie, how long ago was that?
What?
How long ago was that when you met them?
A long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah, quite some time ago.
When Arsenal were good.
So that would
I'm just trying to think.
that would have been about 20 years ago.
Yeah. So 20 years ago would have been what? 2001? 2000?
Unbeaten season.
2000.
Yeah.
So it was just after. Yeah. So it would have been Bergkamp, Omri, Vieira, Petit. That was when they were insane. I'm a Tottenham fan, so I've had to watch them for years. And then now we're finally better, and then we just had that absolute shit show at the weekend.
Sure, that was like our FA Cup. Don't worry about it. We ain't going to do anything else.
I don't understand how you were so good for one. Not even for a game. For 45 minutes, you were just insane. It was like, what's going on here? And then the second half was just a non-event.
As an Arsenal fan, you pretty much think the same, to be honest.
But you were that first half, you were unbelievable.
I know. Why can't
they were fun back in the day? Like I watched them, and like I watched them play and everything else, and like they were a great team.
It was painful.
I was watching a lot of them games at Highbury when they were there. It was like,
yeah. Well, the thing was as well, I'm a Tottenham fan now. This is the weirdest thing. When I was younger, I was an Arsenal fan. And then when I went to boarding school, I stopped watching football because it was more rugby and stuff. And then when I come back, I've just sort of loved football, gone to watch the local teams. Didn't really get involved with Arsenal again. In the last 10 years, just become a big Tottenham fan. I just really enjoy watching them. I love what Pochettino did. Love watching Harry Kane grow. Love watching Dele Alli, Jermaine Genius, Tom Huddlestone, all them sort of players, and just really warm to Spurs. But when I was younger, I was a big, not a fan, but a lover of Arsenal because I really liked Ian Wright. I loved him.
Yeah,
I mean,
they always
I
played.
like them. Like, I mean, they had like at that point, I think they had Thierry Henry,
Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry,
Thierry Henry is
and a couple of other folks.
It's a hard one because there's been so many greats, and you'd say, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo.
And then I also started watching PSG.
PSG.
Yeah.
I know them. Dutch team.
The French league.
Oh, PSG.
Yes, PSG.
Yeah, that's the actual French.
You are correct. Yeah, it's PSG. But I started watching those guys, and I was in Paris at one point when the games were going on, and like the World Cup, I think, and it was nuts.
98 then.
Oh,
France 98.
Yeah.
France 98 when they had Zinedine Zidane.
Yep. 100%. The funny thing is, like, and I'll mention this, like, I grew up playing soccer or football, or whatever you want to call it. And like, so did like everyone I grew up with. But it's never become like ginormous and huge here, and I don't know why.
No. I just think no one can really compete with the Premier League. It's just so powerful. It's like us here trying to start up an NFL. We're not going to get anywhere near it. I just think the Premier League is so powerful. It's just that. I just think the Premier League, I literally watched the program. There's a program, Ryan, if you haven't seen it, there's a program at the moment on BBC iPlayer called Fever Pitch. It's the story of how the Premier League started. It's a 4-part series. I've just finished watching it last night. And it's brilliant. And when you watch how Sky came along and started that Premier League, it's just like, no one can compete with that. It's like, I say, it's like us here trying to start an NFL. It would not happen. It would be nothing compared to them. I just think our marketing of football over here is so good.
Yeah,
I don't particularly like the way the game's played now because there's so much trying to con the refs and the cheating. It's terrible.
True.
I don't understand why they don't use the video ref more.
Yeah.
But I've played a lot of rugby. Rugby. So like I used to watch Arsenal rugby. I was always sort of more lean towards rugby. And it's an honest game, right? I say an honest game. What goes on in the scrum stays in the scrum, and generally, you know. But football, they've got the video ref. They don't use it. Like what's the point of having it? Goal line technology. How many goals have you heard that have been scored by that?
I want to see teams win and this, that, and the other, but the cheating, the conning of the referees is so bad. And I think now, and Charlie, you must see this when you watch our soccer, the way NFL, rugby, the way they respect the referees in NFL, they will stand there. They've microphoned up. You can hear everything that's said, and there's respect. In soccer, our players have absolutely zero respect. It's disgusting.
It's horrible.
The way they treat the referees is disgusting over here.
Yeah.
And the shocking thing is they're supposed to be role models as well. You know, you got kids aspiring to be that guy. You know.
Yeah, honestly, like when there's a decision, you see the way you can see it on the telly, the way they talk to referees. I said if I was a referee, I'm not joking, I wouldn't have anyone left on the pitch because I would just, what did you say? Bang. What did you say? Bang. I would. There's no respect at all. And they behave like sport brats and they're paid an absolutely disgusting amount of money.
They've been playing behind their own goal line and the rugby players like 5 yards back all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, we digress.
Right.
Alton, right. If you could give us the Altons BBQ World spiel for your web presence and everything like that, please, Jay? That would be fantastic. So we can bang that on the end of the podcast.
So we are Altons BBQ. What? Just all the Instagram and everything.
Everything, website, the whole thing.
We are Altons BBQ World. We are inside Altons Garden Centre. So if you want to find us on our online shop, go to www.altongardencentre.co.uk. The best way to keep in touch with everything is Instagram. We are heavily on Instagram, and on Instagram we've got all the links to all the website, all the shows, everything that goes on. We also have Facebook and YouTube, but Instagram is the place to find us. That is where we have everything going on. And we are in Essex, which is 35 miles southeast of London. So if you're ever around, come and check us out.
I've got to make that journey down there. I keep on meaning to, but
I know Matt's done it. Matt's been down twice now.
Yeah, I know. He came out with 2 Traegers.
Yeah, see, Charlie, Matt came down and he went back with 2 Traegers. He was only supposed to come and say hello.
I haven't been down yet.
The problem for me is like Traegers don't actually fit into the overhead compartments.
So surely, Joe, you'd be coming over first class, mate.
Me?
Just say barbecue talk show, straight up, upgrade straight away. You'd be rolling.
So where do you live? High Wycombe. So you're not that far. You're not far from us, really.
No, I'm not. Well, I'm not actually High Wycombe, but I'm sort of like in one of the villages outside it.
Yeah. You got to time it. You got to time it right. We're doing a big, I wouldn't say festival, a massive open day next year, because we always do, as you've seen on the patio, we do Traeger Day, we do a KJ, we do all the events. But I've said I want to do a day where all the brands we work with are there on one day. Also, some of the places that you see me go to and eat, I'm going to get them down as well. Plus DJ Barbecue, Marcus Bar, everything that you've been watching for 18 months, I want to try and bring to the shop for one day. So that would be the day next year if you want to come down. That would be the day.
I wouldn't mind coming down and doing a piece down there or something with some people and all that sort of stuff, if that would be good.
Well, that's it. Yeah, bring that. That's what I mean. Exactly. I want to try and do a day where I can go, this has been our world for the last 18 months. We're going to sort of have Traeger, Weber, Yeti, Angus and Oink, all the brands, all the people you see me on shows with, all the people that have been in our shows, the winners of our shows, the guests of our shows. You guys see me go and eat at this wing. Oh, where's that wing place you go? Where's that? Bring them down, get them cooking. So really do a whole day which just has everything about what you've been watching. That's my plan. I've just got to put it all together.
I'll be there in a heartbeat, mate.
Cool.
For sure.
Cool. All right, mate. Look at him there. Can you see him?
No, where is he? Oh, look at them ears.
I would be there, but I cannot drive down.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
I'll get a chest cam, Charlie. You'll be with me.
Floating car, and I will float across there.
I'll tell you what, Charlie. You go and see Grubs, and I'll go down there, and we do.
I would love to go back. I've been to the UK multiple times, but it's been a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well, I'm just waiting to get everything all clear and that, and then I'm coming back over to my holiday home. So I'll be in Miami, Naples, Fort Myers soon, and I'm going to go and catch up with a few people who I've met who are not too far from me. So there's Grill Girl Robin, who's in Fort Myers. I'm going to go and see Diva Q in Orlando. I'm going to go and see Eric in North Carolina. We'll try and do a little trip around because I've obviously met so many people now. I'm going to try and go around. But the thing is, it's not a case of just jumping in a car in America. It's more jumping on planes because it's so far to get anywhere.
Robin. She's very interesting.
Grill Girl Robin. Yeah, she's in right near where I live.
All right, cool.
Yeah, she's good. Robin Linders. She's over
there.
Yeah,
Robin Linda. I've messaged her a couple of times. She got nothing back, but you got to keep on plugging away.
Yeah, I said to her, "Oh, you live right near me," and she said, "Where are you?" And I told her, and she went, "When you coming?" I said, "Blah." She went, "You got to come and say hello." I said, "I will." You literally live 15 minutes from me, and you're the other side of the world.
I've spoken to Diva Q a couple of times on Clubhouse. She's really nice.
Danielle's awesome. Danielle's awesome. I've been whenever I go over, I see her. But obviously, I haven't seen her
Who
for 3 years. And obviously, when I last went to see her, I wasn't as popular as I am now. So I think it'd be cool to go and spend a couple of days with her.
Sorry, Charlie, you're breaking up a bit. No, he's froze.
Has he gone?
You might. Yeah, I think he's frozen. He'll jump back in. Yeah, there's a lot of people there are a lot of people I like to talk to. I'll give you a tip. This is an exclusive. Come back on the 22nd.
22nd of this month?
Yeah.
Make sure you send me a reminder and I'll check it out, whatever you're up to.
It will be everywhere. Trust me.
Okay.
Think of one person you'd probably like to talk to in the whole barbecue world.
Have I spoke to him before?
I don't know.
In the barbecue world or the UK world?
The barbecue world.
Oh, shit. Okay. Rashid Phillips.
No.
Matt Pittman.
Close?
Kendrick.
No. All right.
Chad Ward.
No. God. I was expecting to be higher. Oh, I thought it'd be higher on the list, but
all right. I'll wait. I'll tune in.
He's got a similar design to me anyway, but it'd be good.
Cool. Not Happy Barbecue.
No.
Okay.
It's all scheduled anyway. Malcolm Reed is coming on.
Holy shit. Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Wow.
It'll be on the 22nd.
Oh, well,
it's all confirmed anyway. I'm so fucking happy.
Who's that? Who's doing that? You and Charlie?
Yeah.
So does Matt not do these anymore?
He's stepped back a little bit. He's doing more of the techie stuff.
Yeah, he's very good at all the tech stuff, isn't he?
Yeah, he just fancied having a bit of a break, you know what social media is like. It can get a bit much sometimes.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. People say to me and that I don't really get a chance to have a break because it is what I do. And if mine went all quiet, I think people would wonder what the hell's happened. Because everyone says you're so active. When you're a shop and it's your job, if you bang on it, you're going to do well. Simple as that. Mine's not a case of, I'm going to take a bit of time. I'm not just cooking in my garden. I'm doing this as my job. And the thing is, I'm always like right now, I've got loads of things going on, but you guys don't know about them. I've got loads going on. I've had restaurant roulette lined up for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. So, yeah.
Yeah, you do a podcast. It's not like, oh, this week we've got on so-and-so. It's not like that. I've got guests booked up till Christmas sporadically.
You got to. Because you got to have it all planned out. And the thing is as well, things can go wrong. So you don't, I've always said, don't shout too much because if something goes wrong, you look silly. Like when we've got all these celebrities coming down, we say, video pictures and stuff, getting ready for an event tonight, prepping for the event. If they didn't turn up, we just do a bit of cooking. And if someone said the next day, oh, what was the event last night? I go, oh, we're just testing out this, we're having a bit of cooking. I wouldn't say, oh, a celebrity was supposed to come and let us down. No, don't shout because then you have egg on your face. Just keep quiet and wait for the perfect moment.
This is, well, to be honest, it's done. We're sorted. We had
good.
We had Mark Williams on a few weeks ago.
Did you?
It was
you
fantastic.
Can you not get Diva Q on one?
I haven't actually asked her, to be honest.
She is
a couple of my friends have had her.
I'm really good friends with her, but she goes on a few things I do, but it's purely she's so busy. She is so. If you watch her on Instagram,
I do. She's
everywhere.
Everywhere. She does a thing on a Saturday morning. I normally listen to her or join it while I'm editing the podcast.
Is that the Clubhouse thing?
Yeah, I normally go in there while I'm at.
She's asked me to be on that, and I just said. She said you should come on there because people would love to listen to you, love to talk to you and stuff. And I said, I'll be honest, I don't have time. I don't have time, especially on a Saturday morning.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you're there. You got to open up and get the barbecues going, mate.
It's too busy. It's too busy.
Yeah.
Even things like this. That's why I said I don't mind doing things like this. I'm more than happy. But I say to some people, they go, "Oh, do you want to do this?" And I go, "I'm at work all day," and then I come home and do all this. I don't get downtime.
Hmm. Well, so I like to try and keep this as relaxed as possible. You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean? It's
easy,
not,
and it's just chatting. It's like
yeah,
chatting on the
basically.
phone.
Hmm.
All right, dude.
And thank you for coming on,
Absolutely.
mate. It's
No
been
problem
really
at all.
cool and great talking to you again.
No problem.
Hopefully, we'll do it again. Well, I
Whenever you
might.
want.
I'm thinking about breaking this down into segments, maybe having like a 10, 15-minute segment for someone. Maybe get you and the winner of the
Roulette.
thinger. That would be quite cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of like thinking of new ideas to do like yourself. You know, if you don't change and evolve, you get a bit
Yeah.
stale, don't you? So
Yeah.
yeah. I'm thinking about
Well, yeah,
doing that.
maybe we could do that. Why don't we talk it's going to be in about 12 weeks, so sort of mid-December. You want to do it?
Yeah, it's gonna be Christmas time.
Yeah, just before Christmas, and plan it. So you're going to talk to Jay from Altons BBQ World and then also the winner, because they're obviously won the show. It'll be a big show. They beat 32 people. They're now coming to Kamado Joe. They've won a Kamado Joe. So yeah, I'll get them on, and I think that'll be good. Just to sort of, I was almost like I want to try and do it. So the winner of it's almost like it's not, but they're like Love on Love. You go on Love Island. You go on Restaurant Roulette. You come out of it a bit of a name. Anyone that's won any of my shows has gone on, because Bro and Slow became well popular after he won it. Season Blog, Aston, look what he's blown up since Hidden Ingredient, he's blown up. So yeah, it's almost like if you become part of one of the shows that I do, you get a lot of publicity, and then after it, people then, like Gaz. I met Gaz. I got Gaz in with Traeger. He's just gone from strength to strength.
Yeah.
But
that's the name of the game, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, exactly. And I love being a part of their journey, and listening to them always refer back to me. It makes me so happy, because they all chat about me and stuff, which is lovely. And it's that respect, and that's where you have that natural respect.
And it's barbecue as well, you know. That's sort of like the fundamental thing. If you can help someone and make someone happy and do something good, makes you feel better as well in the long run, because you've helped someone. It's like karma, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, we'll plan that then. Bring on me and the winner.
Bring on the champ.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be good for you. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okie well, I'll let you go then, mate. I'm going to run the pub club, pop upstairs and water the flowers, as it were, and I'll see you soon. If you want to hang around for a chat with people in the chat, please do. If not, have a good evening.
Ryan, absolute pleasure, bud. Thanks so much for inviting me on. I really appreciate it, and good luck with anything you need. You know where I am, okay?
Yeah, cheers, mate. Hopefully I'll see you soon, yeah?
All right, guys.
Pop down
Take
on
care.
you.
Thanks very much.
Ta-da. See you later,
Cheers,
mate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe, yeah? Right, I'm going to run the pub club. Next off, I will be running the pub, so I will see you in a sec. The link's in the chat. If you want to pop on, that'd be cool. Hold on, where are we going? See, this is why Matt was so slick. He had it all under control. I don't.